One of the unique features of the novel is that the grammar is slightly variant from that presently considered proper, such being derived from an aggregate sampling of both fictional and non-fictional works from and related to the period and the author's own ingenuity. The idea behind these phrasing peculiarities is that the supposed rural dialect, which traditionally would be confined to the character's own words, has spilled out into the narration so that the reader becomes that much more immersed into the time period and setting, that of the deep English countryside in the 1820s. On occasion, it has been expressed by readers and samplers of the novel that these peculiarities create something of a challenge during their pursuance of the introductory material. Therefore, this quick guide to interpreting the prose is offered, so that these artifacts are less of a trial when they are come across. Abbreviated phrasing. The author has consistently replaced the phrases "so that" and "in order to" with merely the word "that" throughout the novel. For example, if they were obliged to say, "The man took his hat from the carriage and placed it upon his head so that he would be less bald to the crowd of ladies in front of the theater," they would therefore write, "The man took his hat from the carriage and placed it upon his head that he would appear less bald to the crowd of ladies in front of the theater." Further, the author has removed the word "of" in several spatial descriptions involving the phrases "in the front of the" or "in front of," "in the back of the" or "in back of," "on top of," etc. They've also on occasion replaced the phrases "on top of" and "upon" with the word "atop." Using our primary example, which stated, "The man took his hat from the carriage and placed it upon his head that he would appear less bald to the crowd of ladies in front of the theater," this would therefore be replaced with, "The man took his hat from the carriage and placed it atop his head that he would appear less bald to the crowd of ladies in front of the theater." Indeed, the example would be condensed further in order to avoid contextual redundancy. "The man took his hat from the carriage that he would be less bald for the ladies in front of the theater." A few more examples extracted from the front of the novel to secure these notions in the reader's mind are as follows. "She was forbidden at least once per day, twice on Sundays, to climb her trees, that she may not tear or sully her frock for all love." In other words, the character's parent has instructed her not to climb the apple trees, because it is probable that she would tear her dress or it would get dirty in the act. Our next example is the sentence, "As she sat upon a small bench which had also appeared that summer, that she may cleanly observe the yard's activity, Mr. Winter too being fond of a smart dress, she watched several carts fresh from the turnpike come up his narrowed road and stop in front the gate that punctuated it, keeping what little traffic it saw from the spilling out into the eastern yard." Our character here is sitting on a bench Mr. Winter has constructed for her, so that she can watch the construction occurring in his yard without her clothes getting dirty. Several horse-drawn carts have come up the road and stopped in front of the gate at the end of this road, which is sitting directly after Mr. Winter's house. Beyond the gate is Mr. Winter's yard. Minor past tense substitutions. The author on small occasion has replaced words owning a past tense form with their unconjugated form, using the word "did" in front of such. For example, if they were obliged to say, "Mr. Winter grabbed the parchment from the table," they would therefore write, "Mr. Winter did grab the parchment from the table." Certainly it is an oddity in this sterile setting of instruction, but enveloped in the novel, it lends a further historical or olden feel alongside the other dialectal artifacts designed to serve such purpose.